Imagine discovering that everything you've been chasing is right here in this moment. Welcome to a life-changing journey to embrace the power of now.
All right, hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always ready to jump in.
Today we're going to be tackling this whole idea of living a life without, well, regrets. Squeezing every drop out of this whole experience.
Making each moment count, huh? I like that.
Exactly. And we've got some really thought-provoking stuff to dig into. We're diving deep into all sorts of wisdom, research, stories, a real mixed bag of how to create a life that feels truly fulfilling.
Sounds like we're going for the no regrets cheat sheet today.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
But first, you know me, gotta set the stage. Imagine for a sec, it's years down the road, you're looking back on your life, what's flashing through your mind? What are those standout memories? And just as important, what are the regrets you're grateful you don't have? Because let's be real, nobody wants to be haunted by those what-ifs.
That's powerful. Really gets you thinking about priorities. It's fascinating. There was this study from Northwestern University. They interviewed people literally on their deathbeds and asked them about their biggest regrets.
Oh, wow. That's heavy stuff. What did they say?
Well, you'd think it'd be all about missed career opportunities or not having enough money, right?
Yeah, that's what we're always told to strive for, isn't it? The big house, the fancy car.
But it wasn't like that at all. The most common regrets revolved around relationships, experiences, and passions. The things that connect us to something bigger, something more meaningful.
Okay, so basically we're getting it all wrong. Society's definition of success is leading us down a path paved with regrets.
It definitely makes you question things, right? Like, what are we really chasing here?
Big time. Makes you realize maybe real success isn't about those external markers, but about how richly we actually live and how deeply we connect with others. So I'm throwing this out to you listening. What does success even mean to you? And has that definition changed over time? Because I know mine definitely has.
I think for a lot of us, it does. We start out with one idea, and then life throws some curveballs, we learn some lessons, and suddenly we're reevaluating what really matters.
Totally. It's like when we're young, success is all about achieving certain things.
Yeah.
Getting that degree, landing that dream job, whatever it might be. But then as we go through those experiences, we start to see that true fulfillment often comes from something entirely different. Something more about who we are than what we've achieved.
And I think that's where this whole concept of postponing happiness comes into play. We get caught in this trap of, I'll be happy when.
Yeah, when I get that promotion, or when I finally lose those 10 pounds. I've been there.
Right. It's like we're constantly pushing happiness into the future, always focused on that next milestone. But life is happening right now, not in some hypothetical when.
Yeah.
The real magic is in being present, savoring the journey, and finding those little pockets of joy in each moment.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? Because it's easy to say be present, but with all the noise and demands of daily life, actually quieting our minds and appreciating the little things, that's a whole other challenge.
It is. But it starts with awareness. Just noticing those small moments of joy that we might otherwise overlook. The taste of your morning coffee, a good laugh with a friend, that feeling of sunshine on your face.
Yeah, I think sometimes we get so caught up in the big picture that we forget to zoom in and appreciate those little details. Those are the things that truly make life rich and meaningful, not the stuff we accumulate or the titles we hold.
Exactly. It's about shifting our focus from external validation to internal satisfaction.
So I'm curious, what are some of those little moments you savor? What brings you that sense of joy in the everyday?
Honestly, for me, it's the simple things. Spending time with loved ones, connecting with nature, getting lost in a good book. Those moments where I feel truly present and grounded, that's where I find the most joy. And it doesn't require anything fancy or expensive. It's about tuning into the beauty that's already around us.
Okay, I love that. It's about appreciating the simple things, those moments that we often take for granted. And I think that ties into what you were saying earlier about the achievement trap. This constant pressure to achieve, always striving for that next level of success. But it's like a hamster wheel, isn't it? We never actually arrive at a destination where we can finally relax and be happy.
Exactly. It's like we're chasing this external validation, always looking outside ourselves for approval and worthiness. But true fulfillment comes from within, from living in alignment with our values and pursuing what truly matters to us, not what society dictates.
So how do we break free from that trap? Because I think a lot of us feel that pressure, that need to constantly prove ourselves, even if it's not something we consciously choose. It's almost like it's ingrained in our culture.
Yeah, it's definitely a societal thing, but I think the key is awareness. Recognizing those patterns of thought and behavior that keep us stuck in that cycle of seeking external validation. And then it's about taking action, making choices that are aligned with our own inner compass, even if they go against the grain.
I love that, following our own inner compass. It's about having the courage to live authentically, even if it means stepping outside our comfort zones or challenging societal norms.
And it's not always easy. It takes courage to stand up for what you believe in and pursue your own path, especially when it might be different from what's expected of you.
Yeah, it's way easier to just go with the flow, even if that flow is taking you somewhere you don't really want to be. But I think the rewards of living authentically are so much greater. It's about feeling a sense of purpose and alignment, knowing that you're living in accordance with your true self.
And that sense of purpose, that's what fuels us, right? It gives us the motivation to keep going even when things get tough.
Absolutely. It's that inner fire that keeps us passionate and engaged, even when faced with challenges and setbacks. Because let's be real, life isn't always smooth sailing. But when we're living authentically, those challenges become opportunities for growth rather than obstacles to our happiness. So I'm curious, for our listeners out there, think about a time when you felt that pressure to conform, to fit in, to meet someone else's expectations. How did that feel? Did it light you up, or did it leave you feeling drained and uninspired?
I think it's so important to reflect on those experiences because they can teach us so much about ourselves, about what truly matters to us and where we might be giving our power away.
Totally. It's about reclaiming that power and choosing to live on our own terms.
And you know, something that can help with that is taking action. Because we can get stuck in our heads overthinking and analyzing, but it's in the doing, in the taking action, that we gain clarity and momentum.
Yeah, it's like we can plan and strategize all day long, but until we actually take that first step, nothing really changes. And I think a lot of us get tripped up by perfectionism, this idea that everything has to be perfect before we can move forward.
Oh, perfectionism is a killer. It keeps us paralyzed in fear, afraid to make a mistake or put ourselves out there.
So true. And the irony is that by waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, we often miss out on opportunities that are right in front of us. It's in the messy, imperfect action that the real magic happens.
Exactly. It's about embracing the journey, even with all its bumps and detours, because it's through those experiences that we learn and grow the most.
Okay, I'm feeling fired up, ready to break free from those limiting beliefs and take some bold action. What about you?
I'm right there with you. Let's do this.
All right, so let's bring it back to our listeners. What's one tiny step you can take today, right now, towards something you've been putting off? Seriously, don't overthink it. Just pick one small action and go for it. Because even the smallest step can create a ripple effect, leading to bigger and bolder actions down the road. It's about building that momentum, that feeling of, I can do this.
And you know, it's so important to remember that we don't have to have it all figured out. The path unfolds as we walk it. It's about taking those small steps, learning, adjusting, and trusting the process.
Yeah, I think sometimes we put so much pressure on ourselves to have the perfect plan, the perfect vision for the future. But life rarely works out exactly as we expect. It's about being open to the unexpected, embracing the detours and allowing ourselves to evolve along the way.
And I think that's where the real beauty lies.
Yeah.
It's in those unexpected twists and turns that we often discover our greatest passions and our most profound lessons. It's about surrendering to the journey and trusting that we're exactly where we need to be.
That's a beautiful way to look at it. It's about letting go of that need to control everything and embracing the unknown with a sense of curiosity and adventure.
Exactly. And you know, it's also about remembering that our time here is precious. We don't know what tomorrow holds.
Oh, that's deep, but so true. We often get caught up in this illusion of endless time, thinking we can always put things off until later. But later might never come. And I think that's a powerful motivator to live with intention, to make choices that align with our values, and to pursue what truly matters to us right now.
Absolutely. It's about making the most of each moment, embracing the present, and living with no regrets.
So if you're listening to this, I challenge you to ask yourself, what legacy do you want to leave behind? What impact do you want to make on the world? And what steps can you take today to make that vision a reality? Because at the end of the day, it's not about the stuff we accumulate or the titles we hold. It's about the lives we touch, the love we share, and the difference we make. It's about living a life that feels truly fulfilling, a life we can look back on with pride and a deep sense of peace.
That's what it's all about. Living with intention, purpose, and joy.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, I just want to reiterate some of those key takeaways. Making intentional choices, nurturing those deep connections with the people who matter most, pursuing our passions with fire and enthusiasm, and of course, finding those little pockets of joy in the everyday. And if this conversation has sparked something in you, if you're feeling inspired to dive deeper into these ideas, make sure to subscribe to Affirmnosis. We've got a whole treasure trove of life-transforming topics waiting for you.
I'm already looking forward to the next deep dive. Always an adventure exploring these ideas with you.
Me too.
You.
All right, one last thought for you to carry with you. What will you do differently today, having explored these ideas? Until next time, keep diving deep, keep living intentionally, and keep embracing the magic of this journey called life.
Beautiful. See you next time.
See ya.